So enamored with the sky today. Looks so gorgeous. So Bernie Sanders has been called a sheep herder for the Democratic Party. And I agree with that assessment. But I think it's part of the long game. Whether I agree with it or not is besides the point. Bernie Sanders is a very smart and very savvy politician. Therefore, it makes sense, makes good political sense that he's playing the long game. And it's a game he's not going to be around for, but he's trying to seed his progressive movement into the Democratic Party. And if he gets enough of us into the party, involved in politics, the Democratic Party specifically, real change can then manifest within the system. Real reform, the reform that Bernie Sanders wants. The workers' uprising for wages and for Medicare for all and a Green New Deal. I'm willing to bet it goes against some of his, maybe not better, but other political assessments, where he knows how unlikely change is to come from the inside. But it's still a hedge he has to make to try to change and reform the system from within. Whether, it's against his better judgment or not. Like, there has to be an effort. There has to be attempts made. And he's really trying to make an attempt here by herding people into the Democratic Party so it can be overwhelmed with change. So the change must come if we all do it together. If we all become Democrats or vote Democrats or whatever. I'm an independent, but I'm just saying I can vote Democrat, and I have before. Like, I know what he's doing. And there's some agreement to it. There's validation for it. I don't think Bernie Sanders believes the change will come from outside. It will change from the inside. And, we may have to flood the Democratic Party. Enforce change. And I know it sounds so daunting. It sounds so unlikely. Because when you're up against these corporate forces, I don't know what the game plan is. But I'm looking at the strategy from Sanders, and it does make sense. Changing the party from within by overwhelming it. By packing it full of Gen Z, millennials, and Gen X. The people who are more likely to be progressive, seeding that movement within the party. Because we know Bernie's a political outsider. We know Bernie Sanders is an independent. And it's like, why is he doing this with the Democrats? Oh, it doesn't make any sense. Nah, it makes sense. He's trying to force change from within. He's trying to reform the Democrats in the long term. And as challenging as it is, he's right. We got to change this party. We have to overwhelm them. We have to somehow get it through that neoliberalism has failed, that progressivism is dying, workers' rights are dying. If Donald Trump isn't living proof that the very thought of democracy in this country is dying, I don't know what will wake you up. I truly don't. But I'm starting to think that we do have to work within this party to try to take it back. To take it back to the FDR socially democratic way. And have it become about people and the people's needs. Like I said, as challenging as that is, inside this rigged two-party system, we gotta find a way. Like, I want to find a way. I don't want to give up. I think about a third party, but the system is rigged against third parties for now. Unless we get campaign finance reform, you know, it's always going to be a two-party system. That's why I don't really merge with third-party ideology right now, because I know it's futile because of the campaign laws. The funding isn't there. The support within the system isn't there for third parties. No third party has won anything in American politics. It's depressing. It sucks. Because I know some of you are Green Party and you're independents and you're independent-minded and independent thinkers, and so am I for the most part. But we have to think about reforming this party from within, taking on this challenge, and making this a progressive country once again. So I want to know your thoughts about this. Has Sanders hurted us so we can take over the Democratic Party one day? I believe so. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell, and I'll meet you down there.